Hello, it's Brianna Barrow, the BDBS CFO, and I help beauty professionals like you to save time, stress less about taxes, and increase your profit in 30 days or less. Now listen, I wanted to talk about a letter that I just received from the IRS. So I went to go check the mail today, and then I noticed, I'm like, what the IRS sending me a letter? Well, they are sending me letter 6419. So if you received any advanced child tax credit payments between July and December of this month, you need this form for your tax preparer prior to them filing your taxes. So what is this form? So some people thought that the IRS was sending out stimulus payments because they had children during the year. But what the IRS was actually sending out was advance payments to the child tax credit that you usually claim on your tax return if you have children. So what the IRS decided to do, they decided to pay out 50% of that child tax credit payment that you would estimate to pay on your to receive on your 2021 return, right? So that means they took an estimate of that particular credit, that child tax credit payment, of what you would receive on your 2021 payment, and they started giving out half of that in payments between July and December. Not everyone received it, but if you were eligible, you received it. Now, let me tell you what the issue with that is. The issue with that is if you do not, when you are filing your tax return, if you do not have the amount that you received and you claim that entire credit, you will, trust me, you're going to have to pay that money back. So before filing your tax return, and your tax preparer should be asking for this, this is just one letter that you will probably receive, right? There are actually two letters that you should be receiving or may receive. Let me say that. So letter 6419, and it actually comes from the Department of the Treasury. All right. It has the total amount of advanced child tax credit payments that you have received in 2021 between the months of July or June and December. Okay. You want to make sure you have that proper amount so that you can claim the rest. So what does that mean for you? When you are actually filing your tax return, or your tax preparer is filing your tax return, your refund or the amount that you owe will probably differ. So if you made the same amount of money that you made in 2020, right? So if you're comparing your 2020 to your 2021, and it's exactly the same as far as your income, you would notice, and you usually receive a refund, you would notice that your refund may be less. So usually in 2020, you were actually claiming that whole child tax credit, okay? But for 2021, if you received any advance payments, you are only going to be able to claim the rest of that 2021 payment, okay? So remember, they gave out 50% of the estimated, and they were estimating off of old information. So for example, if you had more children, or if you made more money, then that is an estimated payment. So that estimate could be wrong from what is going to actually be filed on your return. So just know the amount of your refund or the amount that you owe will be a little different, most likely on your 2021 return. So if you're usually getting a higher refund and you receive those payments, your refund may be lower. If you are used to owing during tax time and you receive these payments, then the amount that you owe can possibly increase. Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there because I actually checked the mail today and I received this letter, and I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and go live and talk about what we need to pay attention for prior to filing our 2021 return. So make sure that you remember this letter prior to filing your return. And if you are using a tax professional, they should actually be asking for this form for accurate numbers prior to filing your return. All right. So I wanted to extend an invitation. If you are a beauty professional that needs help with your taxes, you have questions, you're wondering where to start, you're not sure what tax forms to file, you're not sure how to gather information or what information you need to gather prior to filing your tax return, I want to invite you to our Where Beauty Meets Taxes webinar on January 24th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is going to be recorded if you can't make it, and it will be sent out. The replay will be sent out 48 hours after the webinar. I want to go over and answer all of the tax questions that you have. I get so many DMs and even a lot of questions during my consultations surrounding taxes. So I want to talk about how taxes can and will affect your beauty business. So go ahead and click the link in the bio. It's actually the first link in the bio. And go ahead and join Where Beauty Meets Taxes webinar. Also, if you have any friends, any family members, or anyone that can benefit from that webinar and they're ready to level up and do things legit and they just want to know everything that they need to know for their beauty business, tell them to go ahead and click the link in the bio. Also, we're just not going over how to prepare for this tax time. We're going over what you need to know as a beauty professional, what you need to know throughout the year to prepare for next year. We're even going to be talking about how to manage the steps that you need to take to manage the money in your beauty business, okay? I know for a fact that the number one trend that I always find is not being organized, all right? So we're going to talk about that as well and how to prepare for next year, okay? So again, I want to extend the invitation to click the link in the bio and join the Where Beauty Meets Taxes webinar on January 24th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, because it is a necessary and ordinary expense for you to run your beauty business, it is actually a tax write-off. So join me there and I will see you soon.